In a welcome announcement, President Trump indicated last week that he had begun the year-long process of getting out of the World Health Organization. He had threatened to do so and withheld funds from the WHO in April, and after it was revealed that the organization had helped to cover up China's deliberately misleading claims about the COVID-19 Wuhan virus. After an investigation exposed China's irresponsibility and deceit, President Trump said in a statement, "China has total control over the World Health Organization." We'll look at this development in this episode of Analysis Behind the News, where we provide the perspective that you can use to restore American liberty and independence. President Trump also mentioned in his statement, China's pattern of misconduct is well known. For decades, they have ripped off the United States like no one has ever done before. Hundreds of billions of dollars a year were lost dealing with China, especially over the years during the prior administration. China raided our factories, offshored our jobs, gutted our industries, stole our intellectual property, and violated their commitments under the World Trade Organization. To make matters worse, they are considered a developing nation getting all sorts of benefits that others, including the United States, are not entitled to. For decades, we at the John Birch Society and our New American magazine have been exposing China's quest to become the dominant superpower. China is doing so no matter the mode, method, or expense of its actions because, to communists, the end justifies the means. In his newest book, China, the Deep State's Trojan Horse in America, JBS CEO Art Thompson asserts that the World Health Organization has become an arm of the Chinese propaganda machine. He mentions in the book that the head of WHO, Dr. Tedros, received his position at the fervent support of China. He had previously served in leadership of a Marxist terror group in Ethiopia. With this appointment, the Chinese Communist Party had a friend at the highest level of the WHO, and they took full advantage of that by having the organization parrot their lies during the onset of the Wuhan virus pandemic. As Mr. Thompson wrote, WHO had repeated the Chinese falsehood in January 2020, saying that there was no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of the coronavirus, setting the stage for a rapid spread of the problem before anyone could get a handle on it. He summed up the situation 3 paragraphs later with, "As a result of the WHO's actions, the world, including America, experienced a delay in combating the virus's spread, which in turn led to the imposition of draconian controls." This about an organization that claims to be building a better, healthier future for people all over the world. Their website also claims, "We ensure the safety of the air people breathe, the food they eat, the water they drink, and the medicines and vaccines they need." These are rather audacious claims for an organization that has not been provided the authority to do so. Or have they? How is it that they think they have the responsibility to do so? Well, to answer this, we dig into the organization's constitution, which was created and signed on July 22, 1946. Its preamble makes clear that the WHO is a specialized agency of the United Nations. Article 21 of this Constitution states the organization has the authority to adopt regulations for such things as sanitary and quarantine requirements and other procedures designed to prevent the international spread of disease, standards for diagnostic procedures, standards with respect to safety, purity, and potency of biological, pharmaceutical, and similar products. Article 22 of their Constitution states that these regulations shall come into force for all members. So this isn't just some overseas organization that doesn't have a say in what we do here in America. By signing on to this, the U.S. opened the door for regulations that did not originate here, nor have any requirement to be debated in the proper legislative process as outlined by our Constitution. Internationalism and globalism have many friends in the local, state, and federal levels of American government. Some of these friends seek to build up the globalist system of world government at the expense of American sovereignty, while there are many others who go along to get along, oblivious to the type of damage they do when agreeing to anything that is unconstitutional and diminishes in any way American liberty and sovereignty. An interesting caveat to this is to understand that years before China was taken over by the communists, it was a founding member of the World Health Organization. But once the communists took over and forced the nationalist Chinese government under Chiang Kai-shek into exile onto Taiwan, the UN voted to kick nationalist China out of the UN and replace them with the Chinese Communist government. Knowing what we do about the Chinese Communist Party that runs not only the government, but the entire country of China, including its businesses, and how it routinely ignores regulations, engages in immoral and unethical business practices, and has no regard for human life, it would be no exaggeration to say that China has certainly broken many, if not all, of the aforementioned WHO regulations with its faulty and tainted products. Yet, where are the consequences to China? Now, don't get us wrong, we're not making an argument that the WHO or any UN organization be given any additional responsibility for enforcement, or really given any responsibility at all. What we're saying is that these world government bodies don't exist for our benefit. They are being used as an excuse to get into the affairs of countries based on health and environment. Alex Newman, foreign correspondent for the New American Magazine, has been documenting China's rise in the global community. In an online article from 2016, he cites an article published by the American Spectator that states, "The post-communist quest for world domination runs straight through healthcare. Step 1, healthcare is a human right. Step 2, the government provides healthcare. Step 3, every part of human behavior is subsumed under preventive health care. And step 4, the government as health care payer and provider has the moral obligation to control all aspects of human behavior." It continued, WHO is a proxy for government, a sort of super government, and they are trying to move all this power and control up one level, away from national government to their brand of supranational dominion. We have enough trouble trying to keep national government honest, but at least it is somewhat answerable to the electoral process. Handing power to these guys puts citizens' lives in the hands of nameless, faceless bureaucrats, unelected and unaccountable. With that, we agree. The unconstitutional crackdown during the COVID-19 hysteria has revealed what both elected officials and nameless, faceless, unelected bureaucrats are capable of. Getting out of the WHO has been long overdue. In fact, the country should have never signed the agreement. The next step should be to continue rolling back all of the U.S.'s involvement in these entangling alliances, including the United Nations and all of its affiliates. To help give you an idea of how China has gained a foothold here in the U.S., we recommend reading Mr. Thompson's China book. It's at $7.95 each, with additional discounts for buying in bulk. Pass these along to others with the understanding that we need to be vigilant about American sovereignty and that evil actors are taking advantage of our open door policy. Then contact Congress and President Trump to urge them to get us out of the United Nations. All links are in the description. I'm Bill Hahn for the John Birch Society, and until next time, stay informed, stay active, and of course, stay safe, Patriots.